Friends, and welcome back to my channel. Many bookkeepers are losing clients, but it's not because they're bad at bookkeeping. It's because they haven't clearly demonstrated to the client, to the roofing company, of what the profits are, what the profit and loss is saying, the health of their business. Business owners, they want clarity, not just someone to enter all their numbers, go through transactions, but they want a result out of that. And so that's the topic that we're going to be talking about today. I've created some really nice slides for you, so it makes it super simple. If you like the slide format, please do comment below. And so the next one, I'll try some more slides with you just to help you understand how to do bookkeeping and also how to run a bookkeeping company and to keep your customers happy and that you're producing results, you're producing value for the company that you're doing bookkeeping for, even if it's not in construction or roofing. You might be doing it for a nonprofit. You may be doing it for retail. You could be doing it for a coach. I do have some links in the description. Please take a look at those links. We have a free roofing accelerator bookkeeping community, and we're getting new members in every day. And I have the first module of my course where you're setting up your QuickBooks Online for your client. So this is really helpful for you. And there is also a checklist in there. I have a 8-week boot camp with me personally coming up in January. If you are interested in that, and if you believe that it will help you. And I am positive, 100% positive, it will help you. I'm really dedicated to it, and everything that is holding you back and things that held me back in the past when I was building my bookkeeping from start and I was just learning how to do bookkeeping. It's going to be all in our boot camp, including posting on Facebook, and we're going to get into a simple way for you to build a website if you need to build a website, and the things that have helped me in building my bookkeeping business. And then it is limited to 10 students so that I have the time to give you the attention that you deserve. The last 4 weeks of the boot camp, you'll have the opportunity to share your screen of how you have your first client set up, and then we'll review this and we'll critique that for you so that you are ready to go for your first roofing client or your 50th roofing client. So I'm really excited about that. But anyway, we're going to get on with this video today, and I'm going to share the screen. All right, so hopefully you can see my screen here. I move some things out of the way. But we want to set up QuickBooks so roofers actually see profits clearly. And I can tell you a story that I got a roofing client off of Facebook, and I have been doing his books for over a year now. And so he actually hired me because he wanted to get clear on his profits. He wanted to get clear on his numbers. So that can be a goal for you this year of how you can actually show a roofer, a business owner, what their numbers really represent and what's happening in their business. Then in QuickBooks, what we want to do, and in the QuickBooks Online Setup Guide checklist, you'll see most of these things in there to help you check off everything that you need to be entering into their QuickBooks Online. And I do highly recommend, even if you don't have a client right now, go ahead and in your Pro Advisor or go to QuickBooksOnline.com and do a free trial for 15 days, 30 days, whatever they're offering right now. And then go in and just pretend that you have your first roofing client and you're going to get the QuickBooks set up correctly. Go through that checklist and that will help you out. But for our QuickBooks Online, we want to go to products and services. And in QuickBooks, if you just click the right gear icon, it's up at the top on your right. And then it'll give you a box menu and you'll see products and services. We want to add to our products and services retail roofing, commercial roofing, metal roofing, install gutters, roofing repair, install shakes, repair wood, woods and doors, wood OSB decking. The wood OSB decking is like when we go out to re-roof a house, we'll tear off all the shingles, get them put in the dumpster. And sometimes when we do that, because we're taking off the felt and we're taking off the shingles, there can be bad sheets of plywood there. Sometimes we replace the whole sheets, and then sometimes we only replace a little section. The roofers do charge additionally to homeowners for doing that. And then sometimes on a roofing job also that they need new gutters or gutter repair. So the roofing company will sub that out to a gutter company. So this past week, I did have a gutter company, a gentleman that just started one in Canada. And so we'll have a further conversation on getting his gutter company started. Okay, but these are some of the ones that I personally put in when I start a roofing company on QuickBooks. Then as I'm doing their bookkeeping, then I'll modify this to see which ones they're using. But this makes a good starting point for me. I'm going to have about everything that I need. The next thing, and how your products and services, these products and services here, these flow over to our revenue in our profit and loss overview. So I've put together this profit and loss overview. Revenue, your top number, it's going to say whatever the total is. This one is $630,000. All of these add up here to be the $630,000. Our cost of goods is $450,000. And then you can see our material, our contractors, our permits, our employee labor. So these are all the costs. So we take our cost, which is the total cost of goods, $450,000. We subtract that from $630,000. And so that gives us a gross net profit of $131,000. So that means that they've made on the jobs that they've done. This does not include any overhead. So if we take 131,000 and we divide it by 630,000, that gives us about a 21% profit margin. We really want to get to is where we have a 50% profit margin. That is our sweet point right there. It can be, like I say here, a combination of what we call basic roofing. And that's like for customers that can only afford basic shingles put on their house. Their budget isn't enough for a deluxe shingle, a dimensional shingle, or something like that. Sometimes we buy a off-brand shingle for a basic roofing job just so that we can protect the home and so the home doesn't get damaged from leaks or rain coming in. It's still very good. We're helping the customer cover their roof, cover their property, their security, the place that they're living. And then we have our premium roofing, and our premium roofing is going to be like GAF and some different brands, outlets, and different roofing shingles out there. These can be 20-year, 30-year shingles, 40-year shingles, 50-year shingles. And then along the way, we're also doing roof repairs, which we might like reflash a chimney. Maybe we repair one or two shingles. We may be doing some repairing like around the soffit area, the boards that go around your house. So any little repair that we're doing for someone. And then our metal roofing, metal roofs last years and years, even a couple of decades. We also have some metal roofing. And then in our cost of goods, we have the materials that we're buying from ABC, Home Depot, Lowe's, any other company that we're purchasing material from. We also have to pay our contractors or independent contractors that we hire, say to remove the shingles from the home or to come back and nail the shingles, or they could be doing both of those things. Okay, and so at the end of the year, we have to give the contractors a 1099 before we hire them. When you're working for a roofing company, when you see a new contractor come through QuickBooks, you want to be sure that you have their W-9. And we enter that information into QuickBooks. We attach that W-9 in QuickBooks under the vendor section. And then, so at the end of the year, we have that. If there's ever any problem when we send them a 1099 or IRS rejecting that because they say that this isn't a valid federal ID number or social security number, we have a piece of paper with their signature on them. And of course, first we'll go back to them and ask them, did you write the correct number down? Am I missing something here? Okay. And all of our jobs, of course, we have to have permits to do roofing work. And most states, I'm not aware of any state that we don't have to have permits. Now, in some states, you do have to have a contractor's license, and some states you don't. Like here in Texas, we don't have to have contractor's license. It is becoming more popular, but we are not there yet. But then like in Ohio and South Carolina and Virginia, I know that you do have to have a contractor's license in order to get a permit. Usually when you go and apply for a permit, they're going to ask you for your contractor's license, your business license, and that type of thing, because they've got to collect their money too. So, but this is what, when you're looking at a profit and loss, this is what it's looking like. The top portion, and for me, the top portion is the most valuable piece that I'm looking at, because I'm trying to make sure that we're at least making 50% profit, gross net profit, so that I know at 50%, we have enough to have a high ad budget, advertising budget, because roofing depends a lot on our advertising. We have to be like really out there advertising, and it costs us a good bit of money. Some roofers, they could be paying $100,000 a year. They could be paying $500,000. They could be paying $1 million a year just on Google ads, Facebook, Job Nimbus ads, just different things like that. Our number that I personally am trying to get to is the 50%. And then the way that we connect everything together so it shows up in our material contractors permits is through our transactions, where we're transaction categorizing, like for, say, a Chase credit card. We're going to have the vendor's name. We're going to have whatever account it goes to. This could have been probably materials. And then we're going to attach it to the customer or the job that we purchase this material for. And the amount of the material is $2,196.67. And then our class would be the type of roofing: metal roofing, basic roofing, premium roofing. Class is a way that you can track those things. So if you just wanted to pull up a report in QuickBooks, say, give me a report for all the jobs we did in metal roofing, then QuickBooks can do that. But if you don't put a class, it can't research that just by class. And then always pay attention to the bank detail. Usually it'll have here supplies, and so that will tell me exactly who we paid that to. If I don't recognize like a vendor's name or I don't know where it goes, I just copy that and Google it and see what kind of business that is, what do they sell, what is their industry, that type of thing to help me categorize this. But this is really what you're looking to do in helping roofing contractors. You want to, for the roofers to see their profit clearly. And then in QuickBooks, you want to make sure you've got your products and services set up. And then after you're going through transactions like this, then you want to take a look at your profit and loss and then take a look at it there. Anytime you see any of these numbers in QuickBooks, so you can just click on the number and it'll show you all the transactions. And so this is really helpful with contractors. I just had a subscriber asking me about this the other day. At the end of the year, when we do 1099s, we can look up James Smith and see all the payments that we sent to him. In case anyone disputes the amount of money that we say that we paid them and that they'll have to pay taxes on. Go into vendors and look up that person and then see a list there. And you may also, when you are working with a company's CPA, they may ask for a register of materials or contractors or permits or anything like that, and that's what you would provide to them as well. That's all today, so I hope that was enlightening and clear for you. And please do comment and let me know if this was helpful to you and any questions or anything that you have. And I also meant to say when I started out this video that we are almost here on this channel to 100 subscribers. And I thank you so much. And I do appreciate you watching my videos and making any comments and growing your bookkeeping business. I've got a lot of great comments from you guys, and I just really appreciate that. And so I thank you so much. We'll have our next video coming up. So if you have any questions, though, please do let me know. Thank you. Have a great week. Bye-bye.